So this one actually feels like it's breaking down, which I really liked in effect of the track because it made sense. And also in terms of the whole track with the music you'll hear in a minute, it actually does break down in that part, so it makes sense. But it sounds like this.
To begin breaking it down.
And that's because of the warp. And then I also added, because it's got the same effects thing, I also added it's the same echo and the same pitch. So everything's the same except that that's warped and that one's not. But I quite liked that. And then I haven't done any extra effects on this. I don't know why it's saying that I have. I think this is just by accident. I might have clicked something, but I haven't done any effects. Oh, it's just because I've made a break point. Can we turn that off? Yeah. Okay. Now there's no effects. Let me just zoom out. So yeah, then later on, I decided to do some more effects on the main track, and these ones are exactly the same.
You're standing on the outside looking in. You might have something to contribute to their conversation, but nobody cares whether you do or not. There's a barrier, and you don't know how to begin, and they keep watching the way you look, the way you act. They think you're... So you head for home. What else?
So yeah, I've got these 3 shorter ones, which I added in as well. I really like them just because I wanted to bring back the main vocals at the beginning. When I was speaking with my professor, he was like, it sounds better if you bring it back more times. So, and I also agree with that. So I brought it back again and I just cut it up. Very simple, very self-explanatory. Like not much added there. Same effects as I had before. So the de-esser, compression, utility, and the different EQs. Just cut up into different sections. And then this one, which is more fun. Again, I don't know why I have all these effects on. I keep adding break marks when I shouldn't be adding break marks. But this one's quite fun. So that's some of this. I'll show you this.
If you're what they call a shy guy, if you're what they call a shy guy.
So I thought I really liked the shy guy part. So all I've done is I've just copied the original raw again, made another track down here and spliced it up just to keep the shy guy part, and spaced it so that it's in tempo to the song. But then what I also did was that I duplicated it. Let me just check which track it is. So yeah, so I've duplicated it so that the same track is down here. And then on this one, I've done some fun stuff. So to this, I've added the same classical compression, same EQA as from the original track up here, except now I've added a vocoder. And with the vocoder, I drew in my own shape, just with whatever sounded nice. You can do whatever shape you want to do, but I just did this one because it sounded cool. And made it a bit more sort of wet, so it has a little bit more reverb on it. And then I also added a grain delay with an interesting frequency. At first, when I was doing this, I didn't have any delay. I was just placing it a little bit afterwards, and then I was like, this is stupid. Let's add some grain delay because it sounds better, and it makes more sense. I also added a utility on it and put a little bit gain on it, so it just sounds a bit louder because it was getting lost and was really, really quiet. On the middle one here, I also made another layer because this bit sounded much nicer with this different grain delay. So it's got 2 different grain delays for this one. It makes a really interesting sound. I really like the second Shy Guy. I will play that to you now so that you can hear what it is that I did.
If you're what they call a shy guy. Shy guy. If you're what they call a shy guy.
So yeah, you can hear it there. Just solo. Just that little part. And you can hear from this one as well on the level above. It's just a little bit different. Which
If you're what they call a shy guy,
just adds a little bit something different to it so it doesn't sound so boring and flat. Oh, that's going to go on forever as well. I'm sorry, guys. I use a lot of echo. I like my echo because it just adds more layers later on and makes it sound more full. Also, because the idea of the track is that it's like sort of breaking down and getting confused and it's a bit twisted. I quite like it at some point sounding a bit noisy with lots of different echoes going on at the same time. Here we have another piece of audio, which all I've done is literally just add an EQ to it because I like the audio and I didn't want to do anything to it.
In class, it's not so bad. But when school's out and the others go off to enjoy themselves, well, if you're what they call a shy guy, that's when you really feel it. The loneliness of being...
What is this? Oh my god. Okay. I'm so sorry. What I said before about this track being the second audio which was recorded and then recorded back into the track and added the reverb with the sends only, that was a lie. Forget everything I just said. It was actually about this track here, which makes so much more sense because this sounds actually like I recorded it back in. So yeah, as you can see, that makes a lot more sense. So this is the re-recorded reverb version, and that just plays underneath to add a little bit more extra. I think this layer is actually just a duplicate layer of the first one, which I just added in to make it sound... I was wondering why it didn't sound very different, but I was kind of just rolling with it, so I'm sorry, I apologize for that. This layer I just added on to make this sound a bit thicker, because if you double up, it's a bit of a louder sound. That's not that. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. That is the special layer, the fun one that I re-recorded back in. Audio 2. Good to know. Then, for some more vocal tidbits, I've got this bit, which is quite fun. So I've done some mixing automation on here as well. So if we solo this, so I basically went online and I'll put the link to it as well, and I found a really cool sample which I love, and this is the sample that I used, and I just cut it up so there was only a tiny little bit of it because I only wanted like these sounds basically. I just think they're really cool. It's a really beautiful sound. There's a little bit of piano in the background. At first I was thinking, how can I cut this out? And I tried to EQ it out. It didn't work. But then I actually kind of just like it because it just sounds very bright and springy. And what I've just done is I've just edited the track volume on it because when it came in at first, it was coming in quite hot. And I didn't want it so aggressive. So I just made it sort of a little bit. So it just sort of kind of comes in a little bit rather than being so loud. Let's see. I also have done the same with the EQ. That was a mistake though, so I'm going to undo that. My bad. And then I EQ'd it as well, so that it wasn't so like coming in with the lows. I just wanted the high springy part. But I've done very little editing on this because I just like the original sound anyway. But this is what it sounds like in the track.
There's a very, you don't know how to begin breaking it down. Begin breaking it down.
Cool. And then what I also did, because I was like, let's just make this more interesting and more fun, and also because I learned about the gate feature in class, I thought, why not add a gate? Because that sounds kind of fun. So what I've done here is on these ones, I just duplicated exactly the same ones here, except, and I use the same EQ, And I also added an auto filter, which I swiped up at the end, so it sounds a little bit higher, a bit different. So it's not just the same voice from the beginning, because that would be boring. And I added a gate on top, and the gate just makes it open and close at different points because I sidechained it to the snare. I tried it on the kick, I tried it on loads of different effects, but I really liked the effect that it gave me on the snare. So if we listen to this soloed, sounds like this. So yeah, it's a little bit funky and different. So then it just opens it at different points, and you can recognize, because we've already heard it originally, we can recognize the same sound from the beginning, so it kind of just adds another layer, which is quite fun. Let me play that to you. Yeah, so I really liked that effect. That was really fun when I added that in. That's pretty much all there is to explain. For people who don't know EQ, it's just, just cutting out the lower effects. Let's zoom out of this, figure out what else I've done on this track in terms of sounds. These are all my synths. I will do another video on synths because I feel like this video is quite long enough. So yeah, that is all my vocal edits that I added in, just to add some new layers. And then I'll do all my special effects in the next one, which are just random stuff to make it a bit more interesting, add random effects, to make it sound cool and even more like a remix. But that is my drums, and that is also my vocals. Hope you enjoyed.